Back home, Anna Bligh has unveiled the new portfolios in a major cabinet reshuffle as her government gears up for disaster reconstruction. Her performance during January's wild weather has given the Premier a huge boost in the opinion polls, but the opposition says she's making mistakes with her new lineup.
What a difference a disaster makes. Queensland's had 2 this year and the Premier's popularity has more than doubled, up from 25% late last year to 60%.
I've said for many years now that I'm not a poll-driven Premier and I don't lead a poll-driven government.
The Queensland government had been facing almost certain defeat at the next election, but now 84% of voters think the government's handling of the disaster clean-up has been good.
But as Premier and as a government, I think we've also got a job to do to rebuild people's confidence and trust in us as a government.
93% thought Anna Bligh had performed well during Queensland's summer of disaster, compared to less than 50% for the opposition leader and 45% for Prime Minister Julia Gillard. But the Premier says she won't take advantage of her reversal of fortune to call an early election this year. Instead, she's reshuffling her cabinet to make it more effective. Rachel Nolan will move from transport to finance and the arts, while Anastasia Palaszczuk adds transport to multicultural affairs. But the bigger changes are further up the tree, with Paul Lucas relinquishing health to become Special Minister of State, helping with disaster reconstruction.
The health portfolio is a huge portfolio, particularly for someone with the responsibilities of a Deputy Premier, and those responsibilities, frankly, are going to grow this year.
This guy is an incompetent fool. The health payroll crisis was initiated and unable to be dealt with by Paul Lucas, and yet he seems to have been rewarded by Anna Bligh.
They don't stay all that long in health. I think it is the poison chalice, and it doesn't take much for them to want to get out of it.
The nurses think health is too big. They'd like mental health and aged care to become a separate portfolio.
I think that they should seriously consider a second minister.
Meanwhile, Paul Lucas will also take responsibility for local government.
We literally sit side by side at the disaster meetings, and we've had nothing but cooperation from the Deputy Premier.
The opposition says the reshuffled cabinet neglects the regions.
We've got the Gold Coast, Central Queensland not being represented in the cabinet.
Further fine-tuning of responsibilities will be announced before tomorrow's swearing-in of new ministers. Karen Berkman, ABC News.